Hey there, what's up? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to write converting copy. And this is a crucial lesson because copy can do a ton of things. It can help with your sales. It can help with your engagement. It just has so many uses. Pretty much you have to use copy with everything. If you're posting something, posting an Instagram post, if you're running an ad, if you are getting if you have a feature in a newspaper, if you're buying a feature on Instagram and you're telling them what you want them to write as the caption, you're gonna have to use copy for as long as you have a brand. So it's a really crucial topic, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And it really is its own kind of profession. You know, there's people who really specialize in copy, but as long as you know some of the key foundations of it, you should be fine with writing it yourself. It's really just about nailing in the concepts I'm going to tell you and memorizing them and practicing them and using them. So with that said, I'm going to get straight into it, and we're going to talk about how to write converting copy. So the first thing that you have to understand when you're writing copy is that it is about the customer's issue. It's not about you telling the customer what you're good at or anything like that. You have to focus on what the issue is at hand, and you get this by by researching and taking analytics from your following, from your customers, and watching what they're talking about when it comes to your brand. And we're going to talk more about that at the end of this video. I'm going to be talking about specific tactics you can use to write better copy, but right now I'm just talking about the foundational keys. So you have to focus on their issue. You have to focus on their pain points. What is stressing them out? You know, what is stressing your customer out that you can fix, that you offer? So for example, if I'm talking about myself, I am focusing on the pain point that marketing these days is tough. You know, especially with social media, it's changing every day. So for you as a brand, it's hard for you to keep up with that. It takes too much time, it takes too much know-how, connections, whatever you want to call it, you know. So I'm addressing that pain point, and I'm telling you what I offer, how you can learn how to do this relatively easily with my help. So that's the pain point I'm focusing on. It may stress you out that you have to keep up with all these topics, this know-how when it comes to marketing. You have to focus on what your customer wants. Okay, this is crucial. It's common sense, but it's crucial because sometimes, you know, even myself, I catch myself. You have to keep this in mind. So a good example is if you are a gym, you're selling a membership, right? You aren't selling that that your customer wants to work out. You're selling that your customer either wants to lose weight or gain muscle. You have to focus on what they want. They want to gain muscle or lose weight. They don't want to work out. That's not what you have to focus on. If you're a basketball trainer, you're not telling a kid that your selling point isn't that you're going to show them cool drills. Your selling point is that you're going to teach them how to handle the basketball like Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry. That's the selling point. So those are two things you want to focus on when you're talking about the customer's issue. The next thing that you have to focus on is how you can solve it. And when you're talking about how you can solve it, again, it's not really focusing on what you offer in the package or like what you can give them. It's more focused on the results you can provide. So again, going with the gym example, you could say that look at this woman. She reduced in jean size, 2 jean sizes in 2 months. Or if you're a basketball trainer, you can say, look at this high school player that I trained. He's currently ranked, in the ESPN top 100 after training with me. You know, you want to be result based. Now, you're not always going to have crazy results to show, but you accumulate them over time with the more people you work with. You want to be result-based as much as possible. Third thing you want to have is you want to focus on the alternative. What is the alternative if they don't work with you? You know, are they going to stay stuck? Are they going to stay stagnant? They're just going to have the continuing problem, continuing stress. But it's really crucial when talking about this that you stay positive, especially with Facebook ads, because Facebook does not want negative headlines. They don't want you to say you're losing money or anything really like that. They want you to stay positive. So a good way to stay positive would be, instead of saying, you're losing money, would probably say get the return that you deserve. There's a lot of ways. You just have to word it differently. You have to stay positive, or else Facebook will not like your headline. But again, you have to focus also on what is the alternative if they don't take action. Are they just going to be stagnant, have the continuing problem? It's something you want to focus on. I'd say focus on these two a little more, but also you have to keep this in mind, because again, if you're doing like an ad campaign and you have multiple ads running through and you're putting them through a funnel, you're going to address all of these in different ads. And with that said, I'm going to erase the board, put the next few topics up, and then transition into that. All right, the fifth thing you want to focus on when it comes to how to write converting copy is that you need to have a story and voice in place, and it has to be consistent. So again, I always stress story, and it really is crucial when it comes to writing copy, because again, if you have a story how your brand was made, if the restaurant example, if your grandma took the recipe in 1920, protected it, brought it over, and now you're using it the same award-winning way as 1920, that's a story. That's something you can build copy around. That's something you can build a foundation around. And voice is a little different. Voice is really, again, I've used this example in past videos as well. It's how you communicate with your customers. So again, with Wendy's, they're always emphasizing their beef is fresh, never frozen. And they bash on their competitors how their meat is always frozen. And Starbucks always talking to their customers, making it about the customer. How can we help you? And that sort of thing. So you need to establish a story, and then you need to have a voice, and then you always have to stay true to those. Your voice is kind of like your own lingo, how you communicate with them, and that has to be applied into your ads, because and content for that matter, because the more you establish that voice, it all goes into the brand awareness. They're going to know your customers and fans. They're going to know how your brand talks to them. They're going to know what to expect, and you always want to be consistent as a brand. The next thing you want to focus on here is the feeling that they will have once they use your product or they go with your service, and the results that they will have. Again, this kind of goes with their pain points. You want to be the reliever to those pain points. You want to tell them what kind of results they'll have if they go with you. So again, if I'm talking about myself, it's going to be like, social media, it can be stressful, you don't have enough time. And if you are going with a social media advisor, it can cost you thousands a month. But I'm here to give you a more than affordable way to keep up with marketing, and it's expert marketing advice. So that solves it. I'm telling you what you can expect, and I'm telling you how you will feel when you come aboard. And also I have the slogan there, 6-figure tools for $10 a month. That is the results you can expect when coming aboard. If you integrate everything, you can expect dramatically increased results. So you just want to address all of those points, and that in itself will that'll turn in your copy into converting copy. The sixth thing you want to keep in mind is that every word has a purpose. So take a look at this one. It's I have here the headline, how to write converting copy. I have my sell word here, converting, and obviously I wrote it in blue because I want your eyes to go straight to converting. But every word has a purpose. I'm telling you that it's how to do something, and I'm telling you what you're doing, writing, and I'm telling you what kind of copy it is, converting copy. Because if I just said how to write copy, that's not as eye-catching. You know, how to write copy, a lot of people can tell you how to write copy, but I'm telling you how to write converting copy. So you always want to have a keyword, and you want every word to have a purpose, and you always want to keep the headline between 4 to 12 words. If it is a headline, it's 4 to 12 words. Usually I like 4 to 10, a little more. 12 is a little excessive, but that's like the max. So again, keep it simple, keep it, have a little punch in there, and every word needs to have a purpose. So those are the foundational pieces to writing good copy, and we will expand upon this. I'm gonna have more copywriting videos that come out, more advanced things, but you really wanna nail in these concepts first. And now I'm going to tell you like a couple just hacks. I mean, they're not really hacks, but there's some ways you can further your growth when it comes to writing copy. The first thing that you have to do is you have to track. You know, you have to track what your customers are saying about your brand. So again, you can do this. Hootsuite does it. That's a popular marketing tool. A ton of tools do it, where they track what your customers, followers are talking about in regards to your brand. And if you know what your followers are primarily talking about when it comes to your brand, you're gonna know how to write copy, because you're just gonna write copy that specifically addresses those points, those pain points, and also what they like about your brand. So you always have to be tracking. You always have to know what's going on in regards to conversations around your brand. The third one is more of a strategy. It's called a 3-star review. I've learned this one through many marketers, but what you would do is, in regards to your niche, you could look up a book on Amazon in your niche, or you could look up anything you're selling in your niche. Look up something that your competitor that's bigger than you is selling on Amazon or anywhere, and then look at the reviews and make sure there's a good amount of reviews. At least, I mean, just not like 1 or 2 reviews. Make sure there's a solid amount. And then find around a 3-star review. Reason being is because a 3-star review is going to tell you what's good about that product, but they're also going to tell you what's lacking on that product. So that's really going to help you with writing ad copy, because you'll know what to address as far as what is good in what you're selling. But then you can also address what you do better. You can write, that's a pain point right there. Those 2 stars missing, that's a pain point. You can use ad copy to address those pain points into your ad copy, and basically tell the customers why they should go with you instead of your competitor. So those are a couple ways. Again, we're going to get into it much more advanced stuff in the future, but nail in those foundational pieces, memorize them, start using them, practice them. Again, it's all about testing, seeing what works best, but you really have to nail these in. And with that said, I will see you in the next video.